Hey y'all, I'm starving. So today's meal is going to be quick, fast, easy. Sitting there thinking about what I want to eat, don't know. I asked the kids, no one knows. But I talked to my husband and we kind of just sat around thinking maybe we should go out to get something to eat, but then we can think of where we want to go. So when you feel like that, that means you need to stay home and find something in the house. So I went in the freezer and I found some ground beef patties. So I was like, I don't want a hamburger. So I was thinking, Salisbury steak with gravy. That's what I'm talking about. That's something that'll hold you. So that's what we're gonna make tonight. Okay, so we're first gonna start with some ground beef patties. Real simple, or if you have some steak in there you wanna use, go for it. But these little ground beef patties gonna work just fine. So I have some ground beef patties here that we're gonna use. I went ahead and pulled them out. And they're still, actually they're still frozen, but we don't have to wait for them to thaw. We're gonna cook them just like this. So what we're gonna do is I have just simple ingredients. We're gonna go ahead and season our meat first. We're gonna use our couple of cooked things. We're gonna use our little house brand seasoning. It's got onion powder, garlic powder, some Cajun spices, pepper, a little bit of salt, not much, paprika, and I can't think what else I have in there. I think that's it. So we're gonna put that on our meat. We're gonna shake that on both sides. Put that on here. Because again, we eat both sides, so season both sides. So I'm gonna put that on there. And actually, I should have put my sauce on there first. We're gonna put my favorite. I have the hardest time, so I'm gonna say Worcestershire, whatever. I'm just gonna call it the W sauce. So when you hear me say the W sauce, this is what I'm talking about, Worcestershire. So we're gonna put a little bit of W sauce on both sides of the patties. This gives that meat such a good flavor. We're gonna go and flip it. And we're gonna do the same thing. This time I'm gonna put the W sauce on there first. Okay. I'm gonna put some of that sauce on there, some seasoning salt. And again, I'll put in the descriptions of what's in this, because literally I usually have a whole bunch of bottles of seasonings. It just takes up too much time. So I put it all in one container. I went on Amazon and got these little containers. They're perfect. And I make my own seasoning. So there we go. So we're gonna put that on there. I know it looks kind of bobo, but it's okay. So we have our seasoning, we have our seasoning salt and our W sauce on our patties. Now I'm just gonna add a few extra things. I'm gonna put some onions on here. You can put peppers on there. You can put whatever you want, but this time I'm gonna keep it simple. Just gonna put some onions. And one thing that I do, I'll buy a bunch of peppers, a bunch of onions. I buy tons of things, and I just take one day and I dedicate, not one day, but a couple hours just to chop them up. I put them in my zippy bags and I put them in the freezer. Because on times like this, when I come home, sometimes I don't feel like, I love my veggies and I'm gonna eat them, but there's times I just don't feel like cutting them. So I have them pre-cut and I freeze them. They last a long time in the freezer. So I have some onions that I have cut up. And I'm just gonna add these on top. And I'm literally just gonna sprinkle them all in here. They've already thawed out. You can put them in there frozen if you want to. So I'm gonna just fill my pan with some of these. I don't know why I'm trying to be all cute. Let's put this thing in here. We love onions here in my family. Not raw necessarily, but cooked, gotta have it. And again, I cook it so much that we're just used to having it. So when it's not in there, they're trying to figure out what happened. All right, so we got that. Put that away. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of this seasoning on top of my vegetables. And you're probably asking, how much? Could be a tablespoon, or you can just literally, with me, my wrist just knows when to stop. So there we go. But so the more you make it, the more you'll know how much to add and how much not to add, to take away, I guess. All right, so all I have to do now is I'm gonna add one more thing. I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken broth, some beef broth in the pan. Because again, at the end of the day, when it's all done, that's gonna be our gravy, okay? Of course, we'll have to add a couple extra things to thicken it up, but we're gonna cook these patties in some beef broth. One good thing is always have some beef broth, some chicken broth. You can make so many things. And we'll do a video soon about some different things you can do with those as well. So let's put our beef broth in the pan. You can do about a cup, half a cup to a cup. Okay. And all we're gonna do now is cover this in foil, put it in the oven, about 350 for about maybe 25-30 minutes, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and add our foil. And we're gonna put it in our oven at our 350 degree oven for about 30 minutes. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna work on our sides. We're gonna do some roasted potatoes and some green beans. Those are two quick, fast, easy things you can make. I had some yellow potatoes and a couple of russet potatoes. I went ahead and cut them, cleaned them, and chopped them up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in some water. We're gonna boil them on the oven for, not in the oven. We're gonna boil them on the stove for a few minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes. Not even 5 and 10 minutes. We're just gonna boil them a little bit so that they don't have to sit in the oven so long. Then we'll get them seasoned up, put them in the oven, and get them nice and crispy. Okay, so let's get these in a pan and get them going. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get these in a pan. We're in a saucepan, hot. Gonna put some water. Okay, we're gonna season up that water with my favorite bouillon. Again, that's why I get this big old jar, because I use it so much. I love it for my potatoes, pastas. I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons in the water. And it makes these potatoes taste so good. All right, so now let's get these on top of the stove. All right, let's get that boiling up and we can get them in the oven. Okay, so our other side, we have our green beans. I found these at BJ's, love them, and I'm a fan. I usually go to Sam's for everything, but sometimes if it's a quick, fast trip, I'll go to BJ's. And these green beans, I love them. So we're gonna put these in a bowl real quick, because I usually do that. I'll put them in here and just kind of look at them, make sure there's no like weird tips. It says that the tips have been cut, but sometimes they're not. Because you know, somebody wanted to go home early or something at the little factory. Let me look in here and see. Yep, there's like one in here. I'll cut that off. And there's 2. These smell good. And there's 3. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. So we're gonna go ahead and get these in some water. And we're gonna boil them. Usually I add a cap of apple cider vinegar to the water. But so let's do that real quick. We're gonna add our green beans to the pan. Get on in there. All right, we're gonna add some water. We're gonna add enough water to cover the beans. And you can boil them however you like them. I don't like them too soft and mushy because I'm gonna finish them off in my little skillet, because I'm gonna add some little seasonings and some extra veggies to it, kind of juice it up, sauce it up a little bit more. So I don't want to cook them where they're just all limp. So I'll leave it where they're not all the way done. I'm not gonna say done. I just don't want them boiled all the way down so they're just get out the pan like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a cap of apple cider vinegar to this. Maybe a little tiny. And believe it or not, that little bit goes a long way. So we're gonna go ahead and boil this on top of the stove real quick. All right, so we got our potatoes on top of the stove. We got our green beans on top of the stove. Don't walk away, keep monitoring them because we don't want the potatoes to turn into mashed potatoes. Okay, it's now time to take our potatoes off the stove. Oh, that water smells so good. All right. I have a pan that has some parchment paper on it. We're gonna pour our potatoes in here because we're gonna finish them off in the oven. We're gonna let them crisp up in the oven. They look so pretty. Oh man, they smell good. So let's move them around a little bit. All right, now we're gonna prepare our butter sauce to put on these potatoes. Let me go get my ingredients. Okay, it smells so good up in here. Now we have our potatoes and our meat in the oven almost finished, pretty much just thickening up and browning. And then the green beans that we have behind me in the pot they're ready to come out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take them out, drain them, and then saute them and get them ready. Let me go get my skillet. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this all ready. I think our heat is warm. Let's see, let me see how warm we got it going on here. Yeah, we're good. We got a little bit of, I'll let it heat up a little bit more. All right, so let's go ahead and put couple onions in here. I don't know how many I'm going to use. it in. And I love some sweet peppers. I can eat these raw. I love them. So I got these cut up and put this in here. And it's just gonna make it look pretty and taste delicious. I might as well put them all in there. Ah! Okay, let me turn this down. That hurt. All right, I might as well throw these onions in there too. No need leaving any behind. All right. All right, so let me add my green beans. And you're wondering, am I gonna add some seasoning? Yes, I am. I am gonna get a little bit of butter. I'm just gonna add a little bit of butter. Okay, so add that little bit of butter. All right, we're gonna add us some Kinders, some some garlic seasoning, nice little tablespoon. Gonna add a tablespoon of our spicy house sauce. Seasoning, not sauce, sorry. Just a little bit of paprika. All right. And you know what? I want to add a little bit more garlic and onion to this. Onion powder and garlic powder. Let me add a little bit. Oh, this smells so delicious. Let's see. Garlic. Okay, a little bit. Whoop. Said we like onion, didn't I? All right, and a little bit of garlic powder. Okay. All right. That looks and smells delicious. Oh no. Ooh, there's a little green bean that's looking like it needs to be tasted. Mmm. That's good. That's really good. Okay. The butter, perfect. Let me turn this down a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit more of that Kinder's on there because that is like taking it to another level. Yummy. And I was gonna add minced garlic, but you know what? I got minced garlic and all this other stuff over here. It's good. Maybe a couple of little pieces of that minced garlic, roll off of that and roll into this. All right, as you can see, everything is coming along nicely. So putting it on the stove and boiling it, that kind of was our starter. And our skillet is our finisher. That is delicious. Okay, so we're gonna put this down on warm because it's done. Our beans are done. So I'm gonna put this on warm, and now I'm gonna go check on our potatoes and our meat, and it's time to eat. Okay, so now let's take a look at our steak and see how it's looking. It's smelling good, I know that much. Oh yeah. Okay, that smells amazing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of I'm gonna take some of the broth out of here, put it in a bowl and mix it with some cornstarch and put it back in here so we can thicken it up. And I'm gonna put it back in the oven without the top on it this time. Or if you like, it depends on how you like your gravy. I don't like it too thick, but I don't like it really soupy. I don't. But this smells delicious. So let me do that real quick. I'm gonna get a bowl. Let me grab some, move this up a little bit. Let me go grab some cornstarch. Okay, we got some cornstarch. And just get maybe, I don't know, 2 tablespoons. Okay, and I'm gonna get some of this gravy out of here. I need some liquid. All right. All right, let's mix this up a little bit. We're gonna mix this around. As you can see, we're just kind of stirring it around. And then we'll just pour it back in here so it can thicken up our gravy a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna put that in there. And because I'm gonna add a little bit of our seasoning to this flour, this cornstarch mixture, because I don't want it to taste too plain. All right, so I'm just gonna pour this off into our pan here. There we go. We just made us a little slurry. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven, let it thicken up a little bit, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and put the potatoes in there with it. Okay, we'll check on that in about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes and see how it's gone. We should be done by then. Okay, let's take a look. It looks delicious. Those potatoes look delicious, well seasoned. Ooh, Those are some delicious looking green beans. Okay, dinner is complete. It's time to serve and be fed. But I'm gonna test it out. Made myself a little plate. It's probably half the reason that when it's time to eat dinner, I'm full, because I've already done tasted everything a million times. But that potato, bless this food in Jesus' name, amen. That's good. Let me try this. Yummy. The funny thing is, this looks like I went to like a little fancy restaurant, just right here at home. Little green beans, potato. I love green beans. Let's try it. Delicious. All right, y'all. I gotta go eat. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.